you really never know where God is leading. So, the weekend, I made myself a commercial. Well, didn't make the commercial, but I shot the video to actually then edit and then create the commercial from that. Anyway, so that was the plan this morning, to basically make that commercial. At the same time, I went over to my sister's to basically go over for my nephew's birthday party. And also, we ended up talking. And basically, yeah, she asked if I could help her with a website because she doesn't have the time. She's a psychiatrist, and so she doesn't have the time to get into web design and all that stuff. And she tried to pay someone on Fiverr, and it's just like the hassle of trying to actually make the time to talk with them and to be able to that extent of actually transition and transfer what she wants to the person across the ocean, not being able to actually communicate in person and all that stuff and time zones and all that. So it didn't really pan out in that way for it to work out. But basically, and so that's why she asked me if I could help her out with that. And she noticed that basically I have been building my website. And actually I showed her my website because of my new season detailing business. And when I showed her the website, and I showed the website to many people anyway, she got back to me because she was just actually trying to find a way to make her own website. And so the timing was pretty interesting. So anyway, we had that meeting this morning. And it was very, very productive, you could say, because initially it started out as basically web design, right? Like I was going to make her a website. But basically that changed into something different when we actually got on a video call together, and I wanted to actually record this video call with her permission, and she said yes. And so we actually had the video call with the understanding that I was going to make a transcript out of the video call and then upload it to AI, up to ChatGPT, to basically see the layers of the conversation. Because I wanted to keep track of all the things that we're going to talk about, and I figured that it was going to be about the website. But turns out that she needed more than just the website. She basically doesn't want to, take on the marketing side of things, and because she doesn't have time to do that, because she's, trying to have her practice and then at the same time, raise a family and everything. So she said that she would be able to actually pay me if I could, also take over the marketing side of things and help her out with that. And then that just sort of opened the door of this realization that, oh my God, I have been building skills since 2018 in YouTube and social media and marketing and shooting video and also creating podcasts and all these different avenues, all these different pieces of content. And I have experience in many different paths there. But at the same time, also the coaching aspect and being able to talk to someone and sort of bring their story out of them, of why they're doing what they're doing, and how their message is communicated to the world, and it basically has turned into this realization that Mercer Media, which is my media company, which I thought initially was helping people with websites and their businesses with with videos and stuff, but no, it's a strategy, a brand strategy, strategic agency, where Mercer Media basically starts with trying to understand where the business wants to go in terms of the person and how they want to communicate their message, and then also going into the marketing aspect of things, of helping them create platforms and the messaging around those platforms in order to actually gain traction and to have a heart attached to their business. So it's and now it's a scalable thing. I thought new season detailing was just going to be the main business, but I realized that, like I said before, is that the expressions of each of my companies is basically the same business. It's just expressed differently. So, and with that comes basically more opportunities for revenue and for income. And so this is going to be a test case, and not just a test case, but essentially this is going to be my first client to then be able to build the SOPs, standard operating procedure, and the frameworks that I'm going to use with my other clients. And it's really cool that I can actually utilize Mercer Shift Media Limited in a way that's different from new season detailing, where I can do both easily, because it's not like I'm working hourly, where instead it's actually based off value. And so there's actually a lot of value that I bring to each of the companies that will be my clients. And my sister will be a test case of that. So it's very interesting, the timing of all of this. And I'm just very excited about this next stage of this unfolding process of myself and my business, and where this is going to lead. And it all started because I decided to step out of my 9-to-5 job and trust in God. That's how it goes. That's all we got to do. That's all we got to do.